am outside in the rain. I wonder if I could show y'all it. Let's see. I don't even know if y'all can see that. But today I wanted to make a video about suffering, okay? And this is a reference for me to come back to later for future reference, because cycles of life be cycling, and you know, you go through the cycles where it's good vibes, it's positivity, it's we got this, we believe in ourselves, da 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 da. And then, you know, life hits, and then we go through these cycles of trying to build ourselves back up to what we once were. But we have to understand it's levels, okay? It's levels, honey, and this is the way of life. So I want to talk about the difference between pain and suffering, because I think a lot of people get that misconstrued. And I also feel like a lot of people make choices to suffer when they don't have to suffer, okay? And I feel like when you're in a place where you've been through the same pattern, you've been through the same cycle over and over and over again, the pain that you experience within needing to learn a lesson, I just lost myself. The point being is that pain is inevitable, and it's very much necessary in life, okay? We need the pains to learn the lessons, because if you really think about it, if all of your lessons came as sweet messages and angel numbers and, you know, someone having a heartfelt conversation with you or whatever, it probably wouldn't stick, okay? That's the thing about pain, is it shakes and it shocks you into change, okay? And sometimes, depending on who we are, things that we need to learn, how we process things, etc., 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 etc. Where was I going with that? I don't even know. Okay, so basically what I was trying to get at is certain cycles and patterns of karmic lessons that we need to learn. Even though we may know that there's things that it's trying to teach us, it's hard for us to grasp the lesson based off of things that we have not healed and processed within ourselves. And I feel like a good example of this is love, and I see this a lot within my readings and my sessions with clients, or just even in family and friends. I mean, hell, even in my life. Let's be for real about it. And love, because a lot of us, I mean, if you're here on earth, like, your life is not peaches and cream, unless you're AI or something. That's a possibility, but let's be for real. Everybody is going through something. Everybody has gone through something, and we cannot measure pain or trauma. Like, someone could just not have their dad in their life, and that really messed them up for the rest of their lives, whereas someone may have gotten sex aid 55 times in their life, and they could measure up to the same amount of pain and trauma and pent up baggage, okay? So with love, because it ties so heavily into the foundation of what we are, and a lot of times we have trauma there in that area, which then creates toxic coping mechanisms, mindsets that maybe helped you cope and protected you when you were in that space, but now it's outdated because we adults now, and needs to be lifted up, okay? So I see this a lot when it comes to love, because a lot of people haven't dealt with things that need to be dealt with within their foundation, to then rearrange their perspective, to then go about things differently, okay? So but anyway, I don't really know where I was going with that, but I feel like it's important for me to say that the way to end suffering is to change perspective. And I'm just going to give you what works for me. I mean, because there's going to be different things that work for other people, and you just have to figure out how your mind works and how you need to interact with it in order to, you know, whatever. But the basics is self-talk, Also, when we're looking at things that have caused pain that we are now dwelling in the suffering of, we have to basically, anyway, what works for me is that I've affirmed to the point where it's within my subconscious foundations that every situation that I experience, whether I like it or not, whether it causes pain or not, is in benefit of me. Okay? And that's very important to have that sort of mindset, because you will come to find that situations that look like on surface are meant to knock you completely off, to looks like it's going to ruin and ruffle and mess up some things, will turn right around and end up working in your favor somehow, some way. So and I think when it comes to love situations, we have to be willing to detach from the us component of love relationships and look more into the us, because with intimate relationships such as romantic relationships, friendships, family relationships that break apart or cause us pain or whatever, they are trying to reveal something about ourselves, whether that just be, hey, look, you have some stuff inside of your baggage that is being triggered by the situation that maybe we can now use this pain that we've experienced currently to dive deeper into and lift out that old root of what no longer is serving you and plant something different. Even if it's, the lesson is to not allow certain energies into your life, and being willing to do so with understanding that this is only happening to you at this point in your life because you're allowing it to happen. It comes down to choice. If you are depressed, I understand depression is a clinical situation. It's also a very spiritual situation as well. Yeah, if you are depressed, like, take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and make a choice. And something that I've had to do, because I live somewhere where when it's wintertime, it gets really cold. And it's very depressing as a melanated being, not being able to bask in the sunlight, okay? Maybe I just need to move. Maybe this is the decision, the choice that I need to make. But right now, this is where I am, right? So I realized within that space that I have a choice, and I'm choosing to stay in a cycle to where I'm not doing anything and I'm completely stagnated because I feel like I can't leave my house because it's too cold. And I realized that what works for me is I just have to do it. I make me a little to-do list. I have so many things on this to-do list. It's ridiculous. I add on to it daily. I delete off of it daily. And yeah, that's just life. There's always something to do, which is a beautiful thing, but it also can be overwhelming. But how I've made it to not be overwhelming for me is to choose a few things to do within the day. And when I'm in a space where my body, my mind may be telling me I don't want to do something, I just do it, okay? And the way that, like, what helps me honestly is, like, when I get up to take my first piss in the morning, if I just take that opportunity to just jump right into whatever the fuck is on my to-do list for the day, that helps me. And once I get a momentum going, I'm in there. Let's get it done, okay? But that's completely besides the point of this video. It's completely besides the point. But the point is that we have choices, and you have to figure out what your weaknesses are and what your strengths are and use them to your advantage. And also realizing that behind a weakness is a strength. Let me think of an example real quick. Because paradox is a thing, okay? So as above, so below. Apply it and try it, okay? But yeah, I was kind of rambling in this video, but I feel like I have a lot of things to share and say, and I also think that the way my mind simplifies things is a very beautiful thing. However, I do have ADHD or something because I can't keep focused. So that's what I mean by behind a weakness is a strength. I have a lot to say. I have very great communication skills, but I'm also very socially awkward, and I get easily distracted within channeling things and piecing things together in my head. So you gotta know. But yeah, I'm just talking at this point, but I hope that this helps someone. I hope you could take something from this video and apply it to your life to make your life better, because it's all up to you and you deserve it, and only you can give it to you. And once you give it to you, then everybody else will fall in line, and if they don't fall in line, they will fall out of alignment out of your life, and that's period. So I love y'all. Talk to y'all later. Bye.